This, in a real crisis, this is just a shiny rock. When the grocery store shelves are empty and the dollar is worthless, what are you actually going to trade to keep your family safe and fed? It's not gold. And today I'm going to show you 7 overlooked items that you can produce or stock on your homestead right now that will be more valuable than any precious metal when it really counts. Stick with me. Welcome back to the farm. We talk a lot about preparing for the worst, and a key part of that is understanding what true value looks like when the systems we rely on disappear. The common prepper wisdom says to stack up on gold and silver, and while that might have a place in a slow economic downturn, in a sudden grid down scenario, nobody is trading a loaf of bread for a gold eagle. Why? Because barter isn't about long-term wealth preservation. It's about solving immediate life or death problems. I'm hungry. I'm sick. I'm cold. The person who can solve these problems holds the real power. The items on this list aren't glamorous, but they represent solutions. They represent security. Let's break down what you should be stockpiling instead of just shiny metals. First on our list, and probably the most important, antibiotics. In a world without doctors, a simple infected cut can be a death sentence. The ability to treat bacterial infections will be priceless. Now, you can't legally hoard prescription antibiotics, but what many preppers do is stock veterinary equivalents. Fish antibiotics, for example, are often the same exact chemical compound, amoxicillin or ciprofloxacin, as the human versions. They just aren't the same quality, so be careful because they could be rancid. You never know. Trade-offs, you know. You do need to do your own research on this, and I am not a doctor, and this is not medical advice. But the knowledge of what these are and how to acquire them is critical. They are available online or at farm supply stores, and just store them in a cool, dark, dry place. A small bottle of these could easily be worth a month's worth of food to a parent with a sick child. It is a life-saving resource. Number 2 is one of the most ancient and essential commodities in human history, salt. We take it for granted, but its uses in a crisis are almost endless. You have nutrition, as your body needs salt to function. Second, and more importantly, is preservation. Without refrigeration, salt is the primary way to cure meat and preserve food, preventing it from spoiling. Think about it. If you or a neighbor manages to harvest a large animal, you can't eat it all at once. The person with 50 pounds of salt can turn that perishable meat into a stable food source that lasts for months. That is an incredible, valuable service. So stock up on non-iodized salt in bulk. It's cheap and it never goes bad. Number 3 is heirloom seeds. In a long-term crisis, your food stockpile will eventually run out. The ability to create more food is the ultimate currency. Hybrid seeds from the big box store are often useless for this, as they won't produce viable seeds for the next generation. Heirloom seeds will. A person with a diverse collection of proven, local, open-pollinated seeds is holding the key to the future. They can not only feed themselves, but can trade seeds for other goods. A small bag of corn, bean, and squash seeds could be the start of a new food system for an entire community. And this one is intangible but critical, and that's knowledge. Specifically, knowledge printed on paper. Not a Kindle, not an iPad, not a computer. It's this old thing that we used to have all the time, paper. When the internet is down, the person with the library becomes the town expert. Think about books on herbal medicine, food preservation, amateur radio, small engine repair, knot tying, and foraging for wild edibles. A single book could contain the solution to a community's problem. Better yet, develop the skills yourself and print out the information. Laminate guides and cheat sheets. This knowledge and the ability to share it is a powerful bartering tool that weighs nothing and can't be easily stolen. Hey everyone, as we talk about emergency preparedness today, I want to focus on a critical part of any plan, how you're going to cook. When the grid goes down, your electric stove is useless. And let's be honest, in a high-stress situation, being able to provide a hot, high-quality meal for your family is more than just survival. It's a massive morale booster. And that's why I'm a huge fan of our sponsor today, Pit Boss Pellet Grills. A Pit Boss is the ultimate preparedness tool for food. It runs on all natural wood pellets, which are stable and easy to store in bulk. But here's the best part. It's not just a grill. It's an 8-in-1 cooking machine. You can smoke, bake, roast, braise, grill, and many more. You can literally bake bread or roast a full meal. That versatility is exactly what you need when your options are limited. Stop thinking about just storing food and start thinking about how you'll cook it. Get the power and flavor of real wood-fired cooking no matter the situation. Check out Pit Boss Grills using the official link below in the description to see which one is right for your preparedness plans. Now back to today's video. Durable hand tools and the ability to maintain them. An axe that can't be sharpened is just a heavy club. A saw with a dull blade is useless. In a world without power, quality hand tools, axes, saws, shovels, manual drills, all of them will be essential. But even more valuable than the tool itself is the skill to sharpen it and repair it. Offering to put a razor-sharp edge on your neighbor's axe or knife in exchange for some of their firewood is a perfect example of a skill-based barter economy. Invest in good whetstones, files, and the knowledge to use them. Number 6 is the gift of fire. The ability to reliably create fire is fundamental to survival, for warmth, cooking, boiling water, and security. While matches get wet and lighters run out of fuel, a good ferrocium rod can start thousands of fires. Stockpiling 100 Bic lighters is a great, cheap investment. They are universally understood and valued. A ferro rod is a more sustainable and long-term option, although. Being the person who can provide a reliable source of fire to someone who is cold and desperate makes you an invaluable member of the community. Finally, number 7, and this goes along with the medical theme, sutures. Like antibiotics, the ability to properly close a deep wound can prevent infection and save a life. You can buy sterile suture kits online as well as practice kits to get good at this before you actually need it. They are inexpensive and come with the needle and thread attached, and I'll have some below in the description. Again, this is not medical advice, and you should seek training, but having the materials on hand is the first step. In a situation where someone has a serious cut, a suture kit and the knowledge to use it would be worth almost anything to them or their family. It's another example of solving high-stakes, immediate problems. So let's recap. Antibiotics, salt, heirloom seeds, printed knowledge, tools and sharpening skills, fire starters, and sutures. Notice a theme? None of these are about getting rich. They're about providing real, tangible value. They solve problems of health, hunger, and security. True wealth in a crisis isn't what you can hoard, it's about what you can do and what you can provide. Start thinking less like a dragon sitting on a pile of gold and more like the village blacksmith, doctor, and librarian all rolled into one. That's how you not only survive, but become essential. Thank you guys for watching. If you found this valuable, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more practical preparedness tips. Now I want to hear from you. What's the number 1 barter item on your list that I missed? Let's all learn from each other in the comments below. Stay safe, stay ready. We'll see you next time.